So I want to add a few labels to this map. I'm going to do so with a piece of text. Get my type tool like so, and I'm just going to click for a bit of point text. It needs to be that way because area type works in a different way. Okay, so from that I'm going to type the name of a city in which I'll find a Lush store. So there you go. Have you got one in Barrow-in-Furness? Doesn't matter, right? So go from that. I'm just going to hit the escape key there. The escape key actually takes me out of the text. Being recorded, careful. The escape key takes me out of the text there, like so. I'm just going to make that slightly larger, just there. So and gives me the selection tool. And in the appearance panel, I'm going to add a new fill. Okay, for these characters just here, and I'm going to change this one just to sort of a light yellow at the moment. In fact, if I start that one, I'm going to shift click that icon just there and then just drop that down to a nice light yellowish colour, something like that. Take the cyan out of it as well. Okay, so now that's done. With that still highlighted in the appearance panel, I'm going to go to the effect menu. I'm going to choose convert to shape, and for this one I think I'll have a rounded rectangle. So that will work like so. And I want this to be relative to the text. So that's how much room I want around the text just there. I think I'll give that like 10 pixels around there. And if I give that 10 pixels, this is a web document I'm working on. It would be the same in millimeters if you were doing that. And then I've got a corner radius on there. That 9 pixels will do just fine. If I click OK, you can see that's done that. I then need to drag this down underneath the characters. Like so. So now you'll see the original characters sitting on top there. I want to develop this a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add yet another fill. So I'm going to duplicate the one that I've got there. I can do that by clicking this icon at the bottom, duplicate selected item. And with this one, I want to use a completely different kind of fill. I'm going to use one of the built-in patterns in Illustrator. So with here, I'm going to click here. I'm going to come down to patterns. In there I've got basic graphics, and I want basic graphics lines. That will open me a separate panel like so, and there are several pre-built pattern swatches inside of there. I just want to get a larger thumbnail view of those things. Make this a bit bigger. So I'm going to use this nice big grid here, maybe one of these things. So I'll just choose that one. That's one at every 12 points. So you can see that happening over the top of the yellow fill just there, so it's got a little bit of texture to it now. I quite like that, but I'd like to develop that still further, so I'm just going to change this one here to a gradient. I'm just going to use one of the default gradients inside of here. In fact, when I've hit that, if I hit the period key on my keyboard, changes it to a gradient, and I can edit it from here. So I'm just going to go for these swatches. I'll go out to yellow, down to maybe a darker colour there, like so. And I'm going to just set the angle for that to 90 degrees, maybe negative 90, so I've got the darker colour at the bottom. And then all I want to do is add a little stroke around that. So I've got a stroke on it already. If I click that and then give that a colour, and then also bring that down beneath the characters, and then to copy this rounded rectangle effect up onto the stroke, I'm just going to use the Alt key, drag that FX icon onto there, right, and it should change that stroke. I think I just missed that a little bit. There you go. If I bring that onto the stroke, now that's sitting around the outside like that. Once my label's complete, I can drag that. I have no idea where Barrow-in-Furness is. I just know it's a long word. I think it's somewhere in that sort of neighbourhood. So we'll come down here, and you see if we just edit that now with the text tool and put pool inside of there, how the label changes to accommodate that. We'll hit the escape key. Out of there, let's pop one over here, double click on it, and then select that, London, just over there. I know there are numerous in London, but you get the idea. And go over down here, I think. Do Cardiff, just there, and a bit this sort of way. There, do. And that's how you do those labels and make them flexible so they draw themselves.